So I was a sophomore here. I went to Duke for pre-med. And one day, it was finals week. And in my room, I was just sitting at night. I should have been studying, but I just couldn't. And I was just thinking, wow, like, I've been just asking myself, what next? Always. Like, after this exam, I ace this, get an A, get 5 A's. I never did, but. And then what, go to med school. So that was my goal at that time. But I think at that point I was really worn out. I was like, man, I'm just giving my soul to those 5 alphabets each semester and feeling relieved afterward. And that was just so dumb for me. I mean, just in my perspective. And then I heard a story back home where my friend was on the same journey, pre-med journey, and she has just applied to med school. And then she was crossing a street that I always cross back home in Korea, and she was hit by a truck. And then she got accepted to medical school. And the crazy thing is she lies in the hospital in a vegetative state in the same place that she got accepted to, like until now. So, you know, on top of my worn-out, burnout, academic burnout, when I heard that, imagine like what I was in, I couldn't stay. I was just, wow. The goal I had for my entire life, for at that point 20 years, was just progress. But that was just so powerless in front of death. And just to explain that progress part. So I was born in Korea, and you know, my elementary school looked like this. So 9 to 3 school, and then I go to Math Academy. As an elementary school kid studying calculus, as if we need calculus as an elementary school kid, and go to English Academy to learn English, because I couldn't speak English back then. And then go to like Music Academy, and go to, you know, all these different things, and that was just, I wasn't even fatigued, I wasn't even questioning why I was doing that. I was just like, okay, I mean, this is helping me get better at I don't know what, but it's doing it. So it was always what next. And then when I came to America when I was 14, it got worse because on top of academic success, I had this social acceptance aspect as a teenage boy, and I was a Korean guy who can't speak English. So literally what I did was, I realized that all Americans were really fun when they talk, and I was really boring. So I looked into the mirror and analyzed how I talk. And like my bottom half was moving, but not the top half. So I really tried to train my muscles. So I literally would, you know, practice dynamic facial expressions and all these gestures I'm doing naturally right now, hopefully. So I would practice that every day. And even like pronunciation, I didn't want any Korean accent, so I just read a book out loud, enunciating each word. So anyways, and actually the last thing, the stupidest thing is, I hated dances, like dance parties, all the dance parties. I've never danced in my life back then, so I would always embarrass myself. So I literally locked myself in the bathroom and just practiced dance moves inside the bathroom. So that was the extent of my, you know, progress. The point of all those is, there was always what next, you know, what next, you know, practice dance moves and then get socially accepted. And then in high school until college until that point, it was all about, okay, I'm gonna go to med school now. That's my next goal. But when I heard that story, that just disoriented me completely, because that one goal that I had of progress was just so powerless of death. And it's not like we can control when we die. So, and the reason I related to her story more is because that's the same street I always crossed, that she was crossing. And that's the same dream I was pursuing that she was dreaming. And I was here, and she was there at the hospital. So, and another thing is, so my question changed from what next to why. Like, why do I live in the first place? Or what happens after I die, or why we die in the first place. And so I was seeking for the answer for that because I really couldn't do any work. There's no just think about it. Doing organic chemistry homework is not gonna. I can't do that when I just heard that news. So I try to seek answers, and thing is, I found an answer from the most unexpected place, which I was so annoyed by, called Christian faith. And just to clarify, I wasn't annoyed at the faith itself because I didn't even know what it was, but by the Christians who try to kind of, tell me about it. Because there's just one. Well, first of all, there's two categories. So one guy was in high school. He said he was a Christian, but he would just make fun of people behind their back and make fun of people's looks, and I wasn't really drawn to that. I didn't really want to associate with that, let alone the faith that he had. And the second friend she was really nice, but she was really famous for just getting into this weird spiritual conversation every time she talks to someone. When she came to me, I was like, here she comes. And then she asked me, right before class, I think it was a horrible class, but it was like, hey, do you believe in God? Here it comes. So I put up my shield and I'm like, yeah, I think there's something up there, but I'm just not interested. Before she even asked me, do you want to do something? And then afterwards, she retreated, and then afterwards she texted me and said, do you want to study the Bible with me? And then I was like, no. 2 reasons. First, I really don't like reading books, especially this thick. And Bible has 66 books. And I haven't even read 66 books in my life. So of course not. The second thing is, so that was, just to give a time frame, that was a freshman year, summer, before this story. So I was having a good time, college, and everything was good, grades were good, and I had a lot of friends, finally, and so I just wasn't interested. Why read the Bible? Why seek God? I was just so fine with the next school. I'm just going towards the next school, called med school. And then 6 months after, which is when I heard this story, which is when I was so worn out and questioning all these questions of why, that's when I went back to her and said, let's study the Bible. And I think there was another kind of aspect to that, was I met a lot of good, friends around me who were Christians who I really was drawn to. One friend, he would always have this loud, well not loud, really wide smile, showing all his white teeth, just walking around, just asking people what they're up to, and he would always give me enlightening advice. And one day we were just studying together for a test, and I was just so anxious because I thought, that one test will determine my fate in med school. But he was just completely just fine, and I was like, wow, why aren't you stressed? Don't you ever get anxious? And he's like, no, because he believes in God, and God's taking care after him. And I didn't buy it then, obviously, but I think the point was I was drawn to it somehow. I was drawn to it. I don't know why, but I was drawn to it. So I think those moments led up to studying the Bible and then finding my faith, and then meeting Jesus. But I guess the point is that lesson I learned first is that I have been judging certain thing or people just based on a small sample size that I saw to be, somehow not something I don't like or not inspiring. And then second thing is that my questions really changing from what next to why, asking why. That's been actually asking why actually led the what next thrive. That's what I'm right now realizing, because now that I know, the life where it began, and I believe to be true, and what's going to happen after I die, the stages in between, that just makes it more fruitful. Because I know, before I just took everything for granted, my life for granted. So I complained a lot, I was angry, I I mean, I still complain a lot of English. It's a different kind because now I know that life is a gift. I didn't do anything to earn this life. Like my mom labored, definitely, but I didn't earn it at all. And even this opportunity, this is a gift too for me. So how I approach gift is, when someone buys me like a birthday cake, I'm gonna be like, okay, that just tastes really bad. So, I mean, or why is there only one? I'm not gonna say that. So, I think, and every time I tell this story, I feel convicted inside because in this story of transformation, one human being's transformation and finding joy, that was caused by the impetus was a tragic story of my friend who's still lying in the hospital. And I almost feel guilty sometimes after I tell this story because I still wonder, and I'll never know why I was the one who's crossing the street, why she was the one who's crossing the street, and why her dream was cut short and not mine, why her parents are grieving, not mine. So, but I'll never know the answer. So, I think that's why stories are really wonderful because we can share the story and her story as well, so that we can share the common things we have as human beings. As much as we're different, we still have commonalities. And I'm really thankful for this opportunity as a gift that I can share my friends and my story.